Welcome back to the Reggies podcast here with three blokes who could have been anything but decided to have fun instead. The return of
Let's go.
The fucking man.
The king.
Let's go.
He's done it again. 2-0.
The Reggies are undefeated, boys.
Is that the only? You're the only one who's 2-0? Because no one else. There was all different fighters and shit, wasn't
Well,
it?
Brissy lost last year, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
You're the only undefeated champ
Best record in the history of the event.
in the history of boxing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Fucking oath.
Congratulations, though, man. On a serious note,
great
that was
work.
remarkable stuff.
Really stuck to the game plan we spoke about.
I smell blood. Because he got sunk real early.
He did. I
smell
almost
blood.
fucking ripped the roof off the pub that we were at when you first dropped him.
Yeah.
And then I saw you coming for him. I was like, yep, this
What a
happens.
fuckwit, eh?
That's just like, even training last year, I don't want to make this fucking about us, but
Yeah.
like the one thing that they were like is don't just go out hot when you get a few punches in.
Yeah, when
but
you hit
that
him.
just like everything in the ring
first
goes
proper
out.
right hand I threw and it dropped him and I'm like, oh, sick.
I figured out
And
boxing.
just thought, no worries, I'll just go put 6 more of them on the card. And then, and like, credit to him, man, he's tough as fuck. I was hitting him with as hard as I fucking
yeah,
could.
that was some powerful punches.
And he was gritting the teeth and, and having a crack.
He definitely kept
great
moving
biff.
forward, put it that way.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And that's what, like, there's a few cunts with sore shins and having a bit of a sook after his mates in the comments and shit like that. And it's like, I was grappling him because it's like, I'm not going to stand there in the pocket with this little nugget T-Rex arms and try and just swing with him in there. So you fucking tee it up and then get out to a distance.
There's always going to be
fucking pub
keyboard warriors before and after the fight, no matter what you do.
But you know what they
you are
can
2-0.
do?
No, but they
He's
weren't
0-1.
anywhere until a day before.
Oh, yeah, I don't know where they all went,
Yeah,
actually.
they came
There
out of
was
the
heaps
woodworks.
on, obviously Alpha Events did a fantastic job.
That was a
great
runs
job on socials.
media,
Yeah, they did.
putting up all the clips and that. And then, there was heaps of comments at the start on your face-off with him.
Yeah.
And I'm going, well, where all these blokes come from?
Yeah.
Someone said you looked like a fetus. I was like, oh, yeah, because your mate's so good looking. I was like, that's...
Anyway.
Yeah.
Look, mate, they were very vocal at the start, but that's what it's all about, right? Selling the fight, getting behind their mate. And like I said, man, it was a good fight. I knew he was going to be a fucking mongrel, and that's why I picked to fight him. I was a lot better mentally leading up this time. Like, as in, I wasn't fucking freaking out.
Yeah.
As obviously as I was last year, like pacing around like an idiot. Obviously, being there a couple of days before, man, it's just that fucking lead up and
It's
go
long-winded,
over it.
isn't it?
You
And
go over
everyone's there.
it 1,000 times in your head with what can happen. And like in that first round, the worst thing that probably could have happened is fucking dropping him with that shot, because if I didn't do that, if I just hit him and moved, I probably would have stayed to the game plan. But you hear all the crowd.
You're like
and he's
a
getting the 8 count, and I'm like, yes, cunt, let's go.
A great white shark gets a sniff of blood and you just wanted more. Did you get to share a beer with him after?
Yeah,
at least?
mate.
Yeah.
Great bloke. He was
good.
a real good fella. So.
Is this the first? Have you done an Alpha Blokes show yet?
No.
No.
This is the
Nice.
first one. So we recorded a couple
Limited
other
exclusive recap.
Yeah.
So we'll just
So-
take all your fans, bring
Yeah,
them
yeah,
over.
that's the guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we had a beer after, mate. Talked to his mates as well. A couple of them come to the afters and went over to their corner after the fight. And like anything is, any sort of lead up and chirping beforehand is only to fucking sell it.
100%.
If anyone still has that after, they're a proper fuckwit.
Yeah,
You
if
know,
you've still
one's
got
doing
bad
that.
Unless
blood.
there's actual blood.
Yeah, that's right.
Blood.
Yeah, that's it. That'll do.
Yeah, righto. Well, I reckon, obviously, that one. I told you yesterday I was more nervous than I was last year, I reckon.
I was
I don't know why.
Yeah, it hit me about an hour out. I was like waiting for it to come on, and then I was doing the proper shadow boxing around the pub. We had about 15, 20 of us watching. We're all going, oh, fuck. But that had the fucking blood pumping after
Yeah.
that.
And then it was all sweet, obviously, after about a round. I was like,
He's got
be
it.
right.
Yeah. After that chaos around one, like Reese in the corner's like, can't. He's like, chill, brother. Don't stop throwing haymakers. Throw him straight. I was like, yeah, sweet. And then go back out, get the jab going, and obviously him being a more of a nugget, that was the plan the whole time. Was
you didn't throw one in the
Yeah.
first round. You just held your hand there, and I knew what you were trying to do there. But I was going, you should probably throw a jab or two.
Yeah.
But it's easy sitting back and
Right.
6
It's
Easy
hours
for us
away.
to say behind it after we've done one fight.
Yeah.
Man, but just the crowd and that, like sort of last year, it was just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Well, you would have had more seats in the venue this year, right?
Yeah.
You
it
set
was
up the
fucking packed.
Jumbotron, the walkout with all the smoke and that. Fuck, it looked unreal.
Yeah, it was. It was really good in there. We haven't got like an official thing yet because we're still working behind the scenes. Obviously, a lot of people experience pay-per-view dramas, and Alpha Events is working through that as best we can. Obviously, we can only control so much on behalf of Alpha Events and what we do. Everything we were in control of, we nailed. And, like I said, we're working through with the other sort of company to make sure that people get what they deserve if they didn't get the thing that they paid for. So as anyone knows me and who I sort of work with, I'm got a pretty good conscience. And if I feel like someone's been ripped off, you don't want to just fucking stitch
Well, that
them
was
up.
the first thing I said because obviously we've got a bit of a WhatsApp group with the old boys and Barbs and Button and that, and fucking Dad and Jace were asking what was going on, and I was like, trying to not put it in that chat because I know that your head noise. If you were reading it,
my phone was on fucking do not disturb.
I knew you were like you weren't going to be on your phone. And I was just like, I didn't know if it was my phone shitting itself. But
Nah, look,
mate, it ended up working.
I'm just saying about your conscience thing.
Yeah.
Because it's spot on. I didn't want you to read the messages from us because I knew you. If you did, you'd be fucking going, oh, what the fuck? Freaking out sort of thing because of that. So. All good. There was definitely some bad press.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
No, 100%. And look, like we said, the event as a whole, there live, was fucking amazing. Every single person that was involved with it absolutely killed it. Majority of the fighters all had a red hot fucking go, and you could tell that they were keen as and really put their heart on their sleeve and ripped the fuck in. Mm-hmm. And anyone who did get in there, like we said last year, man, you fucking pat yourself on the back because not many cunts have the nuts to go and do that.
Yeah.
Regardless of your results or how you thought you fought, like that fucking feeling of just being like, I've got that done and something that's so fucking cool to do in front of that many people. I can't imagine what it feels like to do it twice.
Even if it didn't go your way, it's like,
that's
right.
right.
I'm not a fighter.
Yeah,
exactly. No one on that card is by any means said, we're boxers, we do this all the time.
Yeah.
Like you're a bunch of blokes, we sit behind microphones and just talk shit.
Even even Liam, the fella from Inspired Employed, him and Street, Liam, in the lead up, I thought he was boxed.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty easy to look good on the pads and whatever else, but. Even when he got in there, it was scrappy towards the end. And I thought, he's just going to fucking box this bloke's head off.
Those two cunts looked in good nick as well.
Yeah. But there's size difference, man.
There's always,
That's right.
Well, it's not like people aren't, no one's weighing
there.
in for the fights either. It's very hard to nail.
Yeah, well, we weighed in on the walk and the lead up and the walk out the back sort of thing, but it wasn't like, are you under this weight?
No,
that's what I meant.
It's like we weighed in, the bloke fighting him looked at it and when you're happy with that, sign here. And it was just more like that to say we're all happy to fight the person at that weight.
The one fight you should revoke her fighter's fee is old Winter or whatever her fucking name is.
Wow.
That was pathetic.
Yeah.
Poor old Gracie. Renee put in months of work and trained her ass off, and old love was pretty cool. Fucking drinking and vaping the night before. Fuck yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that. So take her money off her if you paid her. Poor old Buster. The legs gave way on the big fella.
I know. Old fucking Gox. Those crayons are just fucking.
I could not stop laughing at fucking Gox's basketball, man. He's had a fucking beach ball in the sump, and it was like Roy
inflated.
Nelson.
It actually was.
And he was just obviously must have fell over a few times, and old mate was just walking with it just pushed out. And I'm going, this is the best fucking image I've ever seen.
That bloke is, just for the record, is not putting it on at all either.
No, I've heard.
No, that's him. And he just didn't rock up to the fighters meeting where everyone got all information.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna rip him.
No one told him.
Well, he was at the footy on the Friday night, was he not? Oh, Thursday night. Sorry, I think he went
the
to
Bronx?
the Bronx game.
Well, that's coming up
I
too.
was like,
just quietly.
yeah, right. I was like, I think he's meant to be in the Gold Coast right now.
But mate, I think he
won.
Clip Buster behind the ear roll and fucking just threw
Yeah.
it out.
It
So
was
I
not
think-
good. Not good viewing.
If you're a
Poor old
boxing,
bastard.
if you like technical boxing, that was not the fight for
Well,
you.
none of the fights
Nah.
were really.
No, but that
Just-
especially.
Mate, the fucking funniest bit. Oh, there was heaps of funny shit, but when you got that huge roided
Oh
up.
my god, my heart actually sank for those poor cunts.
Holy fuck!
It
I
was-
was going holy, and then put the things on and then got him out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
fuck! That was gold.
Sat there and you feel the blokes who were like walking
He
around the
was
background trying to play it
huge.
off
He was
cool.
massive.
I just went, these cunts are sitting there going, what
Man.
have I
Oh.
done?
That cunt. So when we walked to the fighters thing, like obviously he was with Renee Gracie and stuff like that in her corner. He was one of those cunts that everyone went, that cunt is massive. And he's in proportion massive.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Normally when you get a cunt that big, they're all deformed somewhere or they're gangly or this cunt.
Well, when you cheat, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he was very natural.
Oh, but
They
mate,
could have been.
It was
Sorry,
fucking,
mate, if you are.
it
Just
was
loves
fucking
broccoli.
funny. It was fucking funny though, because Nux had that steaming from the night before. He goes, "Oh, I got an idea."
Yeah.
And then they were all looking at each other. Like, what
They're
the
thinking we've got a
Because when
blind
he's
bloke.
walked, I went, holy fuck!
And that's like in camera as well that
Plate
we saw it
chest.
from. But can you imagine in person?
Oh.
He would have eaten them all alive.
Oh,
Well, he would have been like, because he would have been taller than me, you'd say.
yeah,
Like,
oh,
he's
mate, yeah,
6'6".
yeah.
So he would,
was
yeah,
130 kilos
yeah.
of muscle,
So
probably.
he's huge. Fuck, that
Very
was funny.
big.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
good on
funny.
all them blokes for getting in there fucking with no eyes, man.
That-
Fuck
oh,
that.
100%.
Fuck
That's
that.
next level. Some
And
of the nerves would have been.
And Benny, the blind fella, mate, getting
Yeah,
in there
yeah,
and having
yeah.
a crack. And
Yeah.
fucking, he was pretty much with me the whole bender too, that cunt.
True.
Yeah, hand on the shoulder. We were
Wow.
just on into her.
Nice.
Pub
So
crawling
can
around.
he, like, this might be a dumb question, but he can still rip and tear?
Fucking oath you get. Well,
It's
he
not
did.
like he's going to get wonky vision.
Isn't he
like
90-something%, isn't it?
No, I don't know how much. There's fuck all. Like
Yeah.
he can't see, but you can tell that he's been like that for a while.
Yeah,
because,
yeah,
Like you
yeah.
can just say to him, "Hey mate, we got 5 steps coming up," and then he'll just hit like his stick there
Yeah,
and know
yeah,
where it
yeah.
starts and just nail it and
Yeah.
keep going. you
Yeah,
know,
all
so-
his other senses would be going off their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
the
it would have been hectic for him in there because obviously a crowd that loud, you can't hear either, and it's not like you can smell any cunt. Like, or you'd smell
Nice,
everyone.
huh? Good on him.
So, but no,
on him.
mate. Look, overall, we're absolutely stoked. Like we said, it wasn't seamless with some things, but for everyone who rocked up there and had a crack, it was fucking awesome. And yeah, everyone had a good time. I'm fucking stoked that it's done, man. Like last year, I said I'd never do it again. I probably won't
Here we
say
go.
that now, but I mean, I just don't need that fucking that much lead up
Yeah.
pressure. And
It's too many months out of your life
Yeah, and
when you're in the prime.
and it'd be all good if I just fucking didn't. If I could just train a couple of times a week and not give a fuck. That's
Yeah,
just
but you
not,
can't.
I
You've
just
got to
can't.
dedicate
There's too much
yourself,
pressure on.
yeah.
Like I walked out there after Buster, didn't get the win. After Yabby pumped shit to bed.
yeah.
When I was walking out, I went, I'm not losing, cunt.
Yeah.
Because how shit will the crowd be or whatever? Like all just going off if I fucking lose. When a couple of things that they wanted to happen didn't already, so I just fucking didn't.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
That's
good.
how you do it.
Hey, that's a good game plan. Just
Yeah.
don't.
Just don't lose.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely in the back of my head last year when all 4 of
Yeah.
us won.
Yeah,
It was
All
genuinely.
4 from Gladdy win, and I'm like, oh. When I was stoked, obviously, but then I'm going, oh, right. Now,
I don't know if you
lose.
agree, but with like boxing, it almost felt like more of a fear of failure than wanting to win.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
mate.
want to lose, and the winning is the benefit. If
There
that
was
makes sense.
definitely some blokes in my head that were on my side because of me street record.
Oh yeah, the 0-6.
And I'm going, I've got to fucking prove that I'm not just a useless cunt here.
Well, that's more the thing as well. Is you just go, just please don't get clipped straight away,
Yeah.
and get dropped, and then fucking you can't put in
recover,
the
yeah.
work that you've sort of trained for, sort of thing,
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
But yeah, then mate, after party was a ripper, and then just had a dead set fucking rip and tear.
Laz.
I'd be very
Yeah.
disappointed if you didn't.
Yeah.
Nah, fairly hooked the fuck in. And that sort of like got back today, a bit scattered, to be honest.
How'd
And,
old Bud go? Because that was his last words in the ring was
Well, mate, if you got past 4 a.m. Monday, then you beat me.
That
I
sets
reckon
the
I
tone.
reckon I fucking smoked you
I
there
reckon
too,
you've
Joe.
because he
done,
said that's
yeah.
one thing for sure you won't beat me at. is
Piss him with the
fucking-
puppies, son.
You're 22, mate. You got fucking 9 years to catch up.
Yeah, 9 years of experience.
Nah,
Yeah.
honestly, I'll give him a text when we were flying out, and I think he had to go. I think he had to work on Monday or something like that. So, but no, he didn't beat me at that either.
So that's
well.
double the win.
Look, that's what you get, eh?
Yeah.
On the big
Do you
drops.
want to, while we're on the boxing, we'll just talk about
Yeah.
fucking, oh, not even going to be able to say it. Oh, fucking Connor Keto and Chris Y Money. Did he? What a scrap.
Connor
Just
Keto.
let's move on.
Yeah.
Guns.
Y
Wow.
Money's old man, I just want to talk about him first because he is a strange man.
He's
It's
very
like he's
strange.
purposely putting on that. How
It
he
is.
speaks like that.
Yeah,
eh,
the
for
real
some
proper.
reason.
What is it, like Chelsea or something?
No, I think it's his own accent that he's made up. It's
right.
very, very posh, but just
You can't
He never.
relax and listen to it.
Nah.
You're on edge all the time. It's like, are you only doing
He's-
that for a
What
bit?
about the
He's putting
snout
it on.
on it?
Yeah, when he flares up and it's angry, it's like
It's like sort of pushed in there and flared out
every
at the
comment
side
I
and then
see
he's
when he's
firing
angry
up.
is like, gee, I'd hate to share a bag with that bloke.
He might have been cracked there with a few left and rights. You
Who
know?
knows? But when he was like fighting in his peak, yeah, he had a bit of that like feminine accent and voice, I guess. But now he really puts it on
it
his
on,
mannerisms. And I think the way you saw him come out and walk out with him and his like bit of vibe you had about him after saying that he's not going to be anything to do with him for the fight proves that it's like this kind of
It's all a
vibe
show.
and aura and show that he's trying to bring about himself.
No, but even the whole boxing it's a show. He said that himself.
Yeah.
He's like, of course I was going to be here, but it's a
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
So
fucking
he was just
sold.
bullshitting the whole time. Saying
That
he wasn't.
photo of, and like when they showed the video of him walking out of the car with Chris Eubank
Yeah,
Jr.
how's the
and
fucking
you had
noise?
Nigel Benn and Connor Benn sitting there like in the change rooms just staring at the TV going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And the crowd erupted.
Crowd
too.
just went off.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah, it would have been cool. I think it was a packed Tottenham.
Packed Tottenham
Hotspur
Hotspur.
Stadium.
So it would have been at
Yeah.
least 60, 70.
That's insanity, eh?
Yeah.
Like, that's
Huge
fucking
amount.
This is what like I don't quickly just want to refer to like if you do AJ and Fury at Wembley, you're going to sell it out because
Yeah, of
those two
course you will.
prove that you fucking can sell out Tottenham Hotspur.
They're a bit,
Yeah.
the Poms do get right around their fighting, which is fucking good.
So what?
Good to see.
Eubank Jr missed weight, didn't he?
He did by 0.5 of a
Half
pound,
a
I
kilo.
believe. Yeah.
Or pound, was it?
Yeah, I think pretty sure it was a pound.
See, wouldn't you think that they could go and take another couple of hours and get down to that, or he must have just decided to
Maybe
cop the
that's what he
fine?
did.
Yeah,
That was
maybe.
I didn't do enough looks into it, but I just thought 0.5 of a pound. You could, if you give him another hour, spit in a cup a few times, and you could probably
Oh,
make
he was probably
He was
that
probably
drained too,
done
wasn't
that
he?
already.
Yeah, because he had to cut
So
significantly.
was
'cause
it
he a
definitely
big-
0.5 of a pound? Or
I'm 99% sure, but you
Righto.
can never be 100 with me, mate.
So that's like 225 grams, which is fucking,
Which is a piss and a shit.
yeah. So, but I'd say he would have already been there.
So he lost 500 grand for that alone.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
After
Well, there
the
was that
100 grand
you
for the
think
egg
of how
slap
many
too.
people were in the stadium, how much money was probably invested in it.
yeah,
The
I'm
amount-
sure it doesn't
yeah.
matter that
Yeah.
much to him, but
Because I think that's pretty shit, though,
What a
seeing
sc-
how much smaller Connor Benn was already.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he was already going up 2 weight divisions, and the fact that he didn't even get down to the weight of 1-2 up already, that's pretty shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it
can
would be
see why
shit.
it would have been frustrating for Ben.
Because
But
you could
then-
really
yeah.
see in there, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, I watched a couple of highlights, obviously, but you could just tell the fucking size.
and then obviously they don't stay at that weight.
no.
Like Eubank
No
would
way.
have put
You
10
made
kilos.
rehydration clause and shit, like all that
Oh,
involved.
was
He
there
would've-
one of those?
I'm pretty sure there was. I don't know the
Okay,
details
okay.
of it, but
So
yeah.
he couldn't have put heaps on, but he could have put enough on.
He would have loaded back up, and you could tell because he didn't look as.
Well, doesn't
scrawny.
rehydration clause mean
Mean
that
you
you
can't
can't
as
do
much.
that?
Oh,
as
isn't
much?
there?
Yeah, so
okay.
I think rehydration clause, there's different organisations that have it. And that's what happened with
Certain
Garcia and
amount.
Tank
Yeah.
Davis.
Yeah.
Where you can. So I think it stops people from being like too much of a weight bully.
Yeah. Because if you've got some fucking freak body that can just drop weight,
Legs
and
per
put it back
hour.
on, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Then you can just go in and be so much bigger than your opponent 24 hours later.
Good stink, though.
Oh, man.
Great fight.
Proper stink.
Just when the build up for a fight is so fucking intense and the hate, like they genuinely don't really like each other.
Yeah.
And then you could see it in the ring is so good to see.
Just the amount of punches that landed within like fucking 5 seconds.
Fuck, they were
just
quick.
the whole fight.
Both
It
of
was just
them
like
so
they were
quick.
just copping them and then bang, lands 3 of their own. And then that just went on for 12 rounds. It was
You can see
fucking
that size
crazy.
different. They had that like game plan set for each other. Like Conor Benn was getting in real close and trying to work him through, and they were just throwing. When shit was there was
Yeah.
no dancing around and trying to like slow down the fight. It was like a dog fight.
Great fight. What was I going to say? Forgot.
It's fucking sickening how fit those cunts
Oh,
are.
Yeah,
like
and
to
to do
do
that
that.
for
Was it?
12.
Oh, was
For
it
that
12
long.
or 10?
It was 12.
It was. Yeah.
To do that for that long in 3 minutes is fucked.
Crazy,
And
and
the-
then just be walking at the end like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh well, I lost. Or he was devastated.
Oh,
That
obviously,
eighth
but-
round was probably one of the best rounds of boxing I've watched.
Yeah.
In my limited boxing experience, that was fucking insane. And the crowd was so loud too, obviously. You didn't know who was going for who.
Yeah.
Like, that was so
I don't
good to
think
watch.
anyone was. By the end of it, the crowd wouldn't have given a fuck.
No
It was
way.
just like, well,
and Conor
we've
Benn
just-
lost, what? He lost 116 to 112.
Yeah.
But, like, you will still... That performance he put in...
No
is
stocks.
like-
His stocks are going up.
It's
Yeah.
gone up 100%.
You can't
yeah.
move up 2 weight divisions, put that fight on, sort of lose, but not by too much, and
Nah.
then people are like, "Oh, you're gone."
Yeah.
As
Those
if, you know.
two would be dumb to not get a rematch in the next year or two as well, I reckon.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because they're not really title fighters, are they? They're not fighting for the big belts, but
It just depends, though. It just depends, though, if you go, does Conor Benn go, do I really want to fight a cunt that's obviously bigger than me?
Yeah.
he could just go, nah, I'm done, but who knows?
That's
was,
what,
that was such a legacy fight for both of them. that-
Senior said that. He was like, his management team's fucked him. Like, why would you
Eddie
fight,
Hearn.
like take this fight?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
clearly smaller.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, great effort from him.
Oh, 100%.
Any UFC, mate, that you want to cover? Or?
Yeah, Garry defeated Carlos Prates via decision. I think that was on at the Broady Tab when we were there on Sunday, Quino, wasn't it? I
Not 100%.
I saw
sure.
it.
I got a bit more.
I saw it there, and I saw because I put 50 on old Garry by points, and Quino went Prates by knockout, and I'm like, surely one of us will win.
You were very close to
Very
being
fucking
correct,
close.
Quinn.
Really?
Holy. That ending, if he had applied a bit more pressure on him when Garry was just scrambling on the floor, I thought he's gone.
Yeah,
He's
right.
Done.
Because I don't remember watching it anyway.
Yeah, right.
Fair enough. And I actually respect that.
Yeah, me
I
too.
respect that a lot.
How did you see Corey?
Yeah,
How did
he was pretty much the one that was by my side the whole fucking time.
You don't expect anything less.
Yeah, fucking right. He was right there.
He is
Fuck,
unreal.
he's just a weapon.
He's
that
a
bloke.
legend, mate.
Just always going 100 miles an hour too.
I got a text about him from someone.
Yeah.
Fuck,
he
where was it?
He was ripping in, bro.
Full
Might
of
have-
fucking beans, eh?
Yeah, mate. Fuck, I can't remember who it was. Oh, it might have been a Facebook message. I can't find it, but it was like, "Do you know this bloke?"
Yes,
And I
I do.
went, yeah. Oh, it was fucking Jacko, actually.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
It was this, he goes, oh, some Corey fella. He's a fucking loose cunt, eh? And I was like, oh, Corey, yeah.
I think we were in the pokies at one stage. I don't know, during that, after the fight and before I come home. Those couple of days. We were in the, putting money in, and he said something about, carried on about something. I said, right, well, I've went over $100 on this machine. He said something about running around whipping his shirt in the air. So fucking hit a feature over 100, and here he is just floating around the casino with his shirt off.
Oh, strong that prick too.
Yeah.
That first time we met, and he just kept squeezing me, and I was out off him, just going.
But no, it was fucking good, mate. There was a fair rip and tear.
Just a quick one back on Strangey, Eubank Sr. 1993 was the year. 2 weeks before a fight with a bloke named Ray Close, he decides to book himself in, just for hygiene purposes, according to him, book himself in for a circumcision 2 weeks before, insisted on no anaesthetic, and had a mirror set up so he could watch.
What the fuck?
hey,
Yeah. So that was. This is not confirmed by any known source, but I heard it. So,
So it must be true.
well, They would have done their
Honestly,
research.
but that kind of shit wouldn't surprise me from him.
No.
That personality he gives off, it could all be a
Booked
show, or
himself
it could be...
in to get his forey lopped before a fight.
This was in, the prime of his career as well.
Stuff that.
Maybe actually you should do that next year, Tom. That'll get you G'd up before a fight.
Just whip the
Well,
forey
I
off.
just thought that surely it'd be a bit sore for a while.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to cop any low blows because you're
Gone that long with a forey. Why would you get rid of it at that age?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Anyway, it was on another
Jesus.
podcast, obviously. That's where I was going with. It wasn't like a known fucking media source.
Yeah.
But I believed it.
even Junior is a bit like trying to be a bit poetic in the way he talks and everything.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
can tell like it definitely stems back to that. And the Benns are just like, oh, just shut up. Like, just stop.
Yeah, here comes this big poem.
Yeah, literally.
Let's just
Fuck up,
scrap.
man. Yeah.
Righto, boys. Let's talk about the NRL and let's talk about the 18 or something sin bins there was
Mate,
on the weekend. Me and Jace might have to do this, Tom, but
I'll chip in a bit. I think I'll watch the Bronx. That was fucking
You
wild.
think?
yeah, we'll get
Yeah,
to
I
them.
definitely
We'll
watch
get
that.
to them. I think it was like a whole team of players with
You could have done a starting side with bench.
a reserve. You could have done a
18th
starting
man.
side, interchange, and reserves with people that got sent to the sin bin.
Yeah.
So, now, that's fine. Whatever. Do whatever you want. If they're the rules, they're the rules. Stick to them. But the NRL have once again, they've come out and said they're changing it. And now the only time the bunker can intervene and advise of a sin bin is in extreme cases. And I just don't get how you can do this because it's not fair for teams. Because
To constantly
teams that
chop
have,
and change.
teams that have lost on the weekend, whether it was because they had 2 people in the bin or the Dogs ended up with 3 in the bin, and obviously that was just a big roll-on of momentum and shit that went on with them. But the 3 sin bins and all the ill discipline definitely didn't help. And I just go, it's not a fair competition if you've got a set of rules one week and it all goes towards one team like it did with the Bronx, and then there was 3 blokes in the bin for the Dogs for like not. One of them was blatant. There was a couple of proper shoulder charges.
The two people who are leading knee.
You're just like, yeah, that was one.
gets sin binned 5 years ago.
Yeah. So, but then there's been other ones where there's just been touches on the head with the shoulder and they've gone to the bin and it's changed the game and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and now it's a different set of rules next week, but you've already lost last week.
Yeah.
And now it's different. And I just
I
don't
get
think
that.
it's fair.
I 100% agree with you. And that's what like Tom and I spoke about a few weeks ago, and when I half defended the refs because I was saying they're coming out and they're getting told something to do every week in police. So the teams are copying shit from it, and they're, like you just mentioned, like it's so chop and change. The refs have got to do a different job and police a different job every fucking week. And the NRL is just changing so many things during the year. Usually you set your rules at the start of the year. You do it for the whole 27 rounds, whatever it is, finals, and then the next year is when you implement new rules. Chopping and changing, which they've done the last few years mid-season, causes so much
This has
disruption.
been a reverse change now.
Exactly,
Because they
but
went
like-
with the bunker can intervene at any stage. Now back to only an
Stick
extreme.
with something and just have consistency
I
with
thought
it.
Abdo said it perfectly after that shit come out where he said, no, we're just sticking to when someone gets hit, direct contact in the head without a trip or a level change. I'm like, can't it just be that? Like,
But now
fuck,
there are
it's
trips
just
and there are
anything.
level
Yeah.
changes, and they're
they're
like, oh,
just
well.
getting sent every cunt's just off.
It was
It's like,
always going
oh,
to be tricky, but now it's just become so fucking grey, and you just don't know what is going to
It seriously
be done.
makes the sport look like a joke.
It is.
With how much the bunker intervenes.
I don't
it
want
is-
to. You don't want to. I don't even want to watch.
Yeah,
when
I know.
When it's like that and cunts are just getting sent off, and there's always sort of a yellow mark up above the things. It's like, I'll just turn the cunt off.
It's I'm still hell bent on the fact that they do it so that rugby league is in the spotlight for the whole week when there's no games on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we want everyone talking about the footy. So let's just do some fucking thing that everyone's gonna blow up about because there's no such thing as bad publicity.
And then they'll fix
And then
it.
by Thursday we'll fucking forget because the games are back on.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about the games all weekend.
And it's like, how many times have we fucking got on here and spoke about certain reffing issues over the last few years? Like, I don't know about you, I don't enjoy constantly being like, why do the refs And why is the NRL making such poor fucking decisions
Oh,
in
they're
terms
just
of like,
overcompensating.
It's not like when there's a good game of footy, you go back through siphoning to try and find where the ref fucked up.
Exactly.
It's just if all you can think about is how there was 1,000 penalties and 6 sin bins, you're going to go, fuck off.
That's a cliche like that we've just come like accustomed to now is that you notice when the best reffing is happening is when you don't notice the referee at all. So now like every single game has had some sort of fucking questionable shit go on. And Joey, did you see him storm out of the box on Sunday?
Did he?
Apparently, there's like 20 minutes left, and he stormed out of the box because he couldn't handle how much the fucking sin bins were coming.
Yeah, in the Tigers game.
Yeah, we had enough.
There was one horrible one there.
Yeah.
It was almost like old mate was even moving backwards to just sort of cushion himself with the when someone's running at you and you sort of move back with them. Just take the contact. He sort of did that, and the shoulder brushed old mate's head, and he got sent for 10.
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
I actually still do feel bad for the refs because they don't know what the fuck they have to police.
Well, you got the big ANZAC Day game, so.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I forgot.
I'm not surprised you're sticking up for one of your own. Mate.
Yeah, I've got to defend me, boys.
We'll go to the Bronx quickly. First thing I said, me being the pessimist, is now back that up next week for fuck's sake. As soon as they won, I went, nah.
Yeah.
I'm not even that impressed. Back it up next week.
I was quite impressed.
And then my fucking uncle on my mum's side is like a proper dog's fucking lunatic. And even to him, I was like, I said, this is how at halftime, I was like, this is how I felt in Origin 2 last year. When it was 34.
That is fucking insane, though, isn't it?
And then I said to him, I tell you what, you did not stand a chance because you haven't had the footy.
No.
Every time we got the ball, we got a penalty. Someone got sin binned, and half of them were warranted. Their discipline was really bad, but then there was a couple of like 50-50 ones where, it could be a penalty, could not be. And just the momentum, man. You're never going to stop that.
No way.
Mate, well, look at the times of the tries. Minute 1, minute 8, minute 11, 17, 27, 31.
Yeah, mate. It was fucking off
That's
its
a
head.
pumping.
Especially when it started to really piss down rain and we just had all the ball. The couple times they had it jam in their own end. And like you said, that momentum was so fucking strong. That was Broncos' attack in just like at its absolute peak. When Renault has one side singing, Benny Hunt's got the short side singing. You don't have Reece Walsh throwing erratic passes in wet weather. We kept it kind of simple, looking for some quick overlaps, and we were just so slick.
Why does it
such
take
tough
that
conditions.
for Renault to go, right, I'm going to just be superhuman tonight?
He was
I know you
fucking
can't do that
fantastic.
every week because you just burn out. But
Like,
why
I
does
don't
it
wanna-
take two shit ones against the Chooks and the Was to fucking go, right, we're going to beat the best team in the comp, defensive-wise anyway. They haven't lost yet. They haven't let in they've barely let in a point, and we're just going to put 34 on them
in the first half.
And obviously, there was so many other factors, like I just said.
Yeah.
You can't not score when you just get piggyback down the field fucking every
that typical,
set.
like we've spoken about before, is that just rub of the green. Every single thing is just working in your favour, whether it's something you control, the other team controls, reffing. Like and Broncos just fucking executed everything so well.
You know this try that Shibasaki scored where Cobbo threw that ball and Shibasaki just sort of caught it on his hip and it was pissing rain and I'm like, don't throw it. And Cobbo threw it and it worked out. I said, Reece Walsh could have thrown the exact same ball and Shibasaki would have dropped it.
Yeah.
Just the way the poor cunt is
just
going
that-
this year.
Yeah.
Like, exact same pass and someone would have dropped it. And it would have been like, he threw it behind him a bit sort
And
of
then
thing.
scrutiny straight onto Walshy.
Yeah.
And I get, look, I'd be lying if I was saying that I didn't watch that game and go, I think Cobbo was far more direct and kept it a lot more simple, and that could have been a key factor.
Because he doesn't have the skills that Walsh has.
Exactly. So it's like, this might actually be a good thing for Walshy to have these few weeks back and just go,
Oh, mate.
I keep it simple and like just use my pace and use, which is a bit more direct.
This was the best thing
He'll
that could have
fucking
happened.
kill it.
Because Madge would never have dropped him because
No.
it would have been fucking global news.
Mayhem.
So this is the best thing that could have happened because now he gets 4 to 6 off where he probably needs it just to reset.
Yeah.
And, it would come from
He's
an
not a
injury.
player who is just going to be shit forever. He's got too much talent. He just needs some sort of bit of period to reset, find his feet. But look, to be able to do that without a full strength team against some great defence, I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, like I said, back it up next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
Anzac Day footy.
Yeah, we can talk a bit about who is. I know it's different game, but Ponga needs to lift, man. Who is going to play fullback for Queensland?
Yeah, he hasn't played amazing the last few.
I know he's got
quiet.
nothing around him,
Yeah.
but fuck, some of the decisions he's making, and the Knights in general have just been woeful.
They
Their
have.
wingers, man. I don't know if Adam O'Brien is coaching them to not contest for the high ball, but it is hard to watch.
It is.
That Schiller, fuck. I don't know whether I don't watch enough Knights games to like comment and say that he's rubbish, but just the one game there, some of the decisions he made, I'm just like, what are you doing, mate?
Nothing can possibly go right for Newcastle right now.
They're just,
And
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be really hard for them to even slightly turn the season around.
Just compete in the air when there's a
Yeah.
kick.
Dom,
Attack or defence, they don't compete.
yeah.
I don't get it.
And now
Anyway.
they want to get Dom Young back
Yeah,
because they got a lack of it.
because Roosters
And he got dropped for
him.
1 week.
Shock.
Send him back to the Super League because
Anyway,
do not rate
the
him.
Wars were good to get the win.
Yeah, and
Good
now they're
packed
just
out.
sitting fucking quietly in fourth with
Yeah.
5 wins and 2 losses.
Yeah, they needed a halfback, mate.
Yeah, Lukey Metcalf just went, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm glad I got him going.
Yeah, see, that's just what you do for people.
Yeah.
The Dogs were super disappointing on Anzac
Oh,
Day.
mate,
Very.
I thought they were going to show up.
Same.
I feel like we all were like, yeah, this does.
I really did. I
In
was-
saying that, the Chooks and Sandon Smith had a game like the Bronx did on fucking Thursday. Everything
Right.
just worked for
I'm
that little
so
crew.
impressed by Sandon Smith and
Big Sand.
his ability to display some good fucking
Big
footy
mud.
and lead.
Muddin'.
lead that team right now when they're in shambles.
Mate, he was unbelievable. And then
So
Savala just backed him up perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chatty T
yeah.
was the problem.
He's I see he's got a lot of other businesses going. though.
Yeah, well, he had the Players Club, he had a YouTube channel, he's got a podcast starting
Yeah,
now.
mate.
He's trying to find his gig because I don't think he'll pull on the
He's probably not
the
going to pull a
tricolours.
Chooks jersey on again.
No.
But yeah, that was
Unless it's Calliope.
it was
What do you think? He's a walk-up start there, dude.
Nah, well,
he'll
yeah,
have to earn his
fucking-
stripes.
fucking wrestled off H.
Okay, right, as long as he goes down to the pub, does the raffles every Friday.
Yeah, fuck.
Sells a few meat trays, he'll get his spot.
You might get a start. We'll play at 14 first.
See it. Do they even have a 14?
Oh,
Character
but
building.
how good was all the pre-game
Yeah.
stuff?
It is-
in all the games, but especially on actual Anzac Day. It was awesome. to
Sold
see.
out crowd
MCG, and then again at Allianz
Allianz, yep.
was awesome to watch.
Hear a pin drop.
Yeah, I love it. Is it time to stop tipping Penrith?
Yeah.
It's time, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
shit.
done.
They're
done.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I just
They're shit.
no, I don't know because Manly are such a momentum team and they just come out, they score a couple tries and get in the lead.
Turbo
they
was
don't lose. But if
We missed that.
you know, if Penrith scored first, they probably won by 20. Like you can't read Manly,
With
and that was
Manly,
just a
yeah.
game that Manly showed up. And-
Yeah.
But Penrith.
I'm gonna
just
get
do
I didn't get a
Penrith
chance
the
to
same.
see any of it.
I'm going to get Penrith a win this week and tip.
Yeah? So are they playing this
Oh,
week?
they're playing Brisbane.
Sorry. Sorry. I said that wrong anyway. I'm going to get Penrith a win and not tip them this
okay.
week. But hopefully that doesn't happen because they're playing the Bronx.
Yeah, hopefully I haven't just jinxed it.
What about the Rabbits proper giving it to the Storm too?
Well, they
That
showed
was-
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
to see.
That was just a Wayne Bennett team showing up.
Hey, that was actually another sin bin where, look, I'm the first one to say Latrell, look, mate, you need to sort yourself out. But that was a very unlucky sin bin because old mate was falling over. His waist, who was it? Was it Pappy?
Yeah, it
So
was
much
Pappy,
smaller
actually,
than
Yeah.
him, falling, and Latrell. But on the flip side of that, I'll fucking debate with myself. Latrell is always so aggressive.
Yeah.
100%, that's
when he
his game
tackles
style, yeah.
He's so aggressive, so that shit can happen. Where, yes, it was unlucky, falling, way smaller bloke, but if you're going to be that aggressive when you tackle, then it can
The
go
only
wrong.
way we're going to eliminate this problem is by going back to the 1980s and just tackle them low and run hard, boys.
You know what I'm thinking?
You know, the first man in makes that high contact that you're getting taught playing footy. That just like, what are they teaching younger
You know
now?
what? I fear, like this one, we might not see it. Well, I might not.
Yeah, I don't expect myself to have a long life. So
Padding and helmets. And then you can just belt cunts.
oh,
Is that going to
that's
happen?
just NFL then.
Yeah, well, it's not. But
Because
it's,
don't all them get CTE and shit anyway?
They do.
With their helmets?
yeah,
Yeah.
but and there is rules like you can't lead with your helmet and just drive your head into
It
someone. and
just you
shit
just
like
couldn't
that.
with footy because of those low tackles and that. Like a lot of the time, your head needs
Yeah.
to graze past their hip to get a good technique in. And
Yeah,
shit
I
like
know.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
because it's
there'd
a
be a lot more
constant-
shoulder charges. put
Yeah.
it that way.
Maybe to stop the kickoff, the front rower has to wear one.
All right, boys, time out. He's got to take his kid off.
He's coming off the back fence, helmet on, boy.
Yeah, you got to ask him.
Yeah.
Are you coming off the back fence?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it
righto.
okay if I touch you?
Can I might accidentally hit you in the head. Is that all good? No, we're just being silly now.
Oh, we always are.
We're just,
But yeah, I think it's definitely time to stop. But see, this game now this weekend at Magic Round is typical Brisbane where we'll get done.
because it's daytime.
No, because we've lost to the Chooks and then the Warriors,
Yeah.
and then we show up against the Bulldogs, and now Penrith, who
We actually cannot play Sunday afternoon at Suncorp either.
fuck yeah,
Was it
can't
around
wait.
this time last year? Your Bucks.
And the season
That was
shit itself.
where it all went downhill. Sunday afternoon against the
32-30 or
Tits.
something, or 34-32.
Yeah,
I remember heaps.
I'm still just waiting.
You
on
had
Penrith.
money on the Titans.
Yeah, that's right.
That'd be bucks.
Yeah.
I'm still just waiting for Penrith to just bounce back too.
Oh,
and
no.
I
Yeah, but
really
we're
hope
not.
it's not against
It's done.
us.
They're not.
There's no more bouncing.
Put a line through them.
Put a pen through them.
Yeah.
And then Sunday's games, I think it was.
Raiders and Finns.
Raiders. Just
Mate.
game of two halves.
Genuinely.
28-10, and the whole team scored except for Hudson. That was awesome.
Mate. I think every bloke and lady who punts in Australia on rugby league, especially that game, had Hudson Young in a multi. I'm convinced of it.
Did you watch
I
it?
don't blame him.
Did you see
I
him
watched shades of it, but we were going
you
through the
see him
Marlborough Strait, so it
Bomb
wasn't.
one?
I heard.
Yeah,
I
okay.
didn't see it,
'Cause
but
I
I
was gonna
heard
text
about
you
it,
and
and
thought-
I just went. I saw comments on Facebook, and I
Yeah.
just went, "Of course he
Yeah,
has."
he's tried to reach out and dropped it
the
over
whole of
line.
the Raiders jersey flag and under 19s and Ricky Stewart score, but fucking Hudson Young can't.
Oh, man. Just quickly on the derby, too. The Cows decided.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
the
almost
derb.
That was almost the same sort of game.
Oh, it was a derby.
Titans didn't get out to as big a lead. But then second half, Raiders and Cowboys. Two teams where
Yeah.
they can turn it on like that, and they
Big
just
time.
decided to. It's glad I tipped the Titans and the
Yeah, good
Dolphins.
tip.
Awesome tipping. And then game of the round for me was the last
Easy.
one.
Easy.
Tigs Sharks at Leichhardt. Holy.
Mate,
Fucking
that's some of those last
88-minute game.
minute efforts from the Tigers
Try
defense.
savers, man. Oh, my
The
God.
overlap, 9 times out of 10, you're scoring that try every time, and they were just last little second trips.
But on the
and-
opposite foot, if you're a Sharks fan, how do you not score?
Exactly. It was literally 4-on-2s, and you're like,
Oh.
I can't remember who it was, but if he didn't force that pass, bang, he scores.
Yeah.
Lockie Galvin makes a little trip.
On Tommy Hazelton,
On
too. That
Tommy
would have been
fucking
biblical
Hazelton.
if Tommy
Oh.
Hazelton scored the match winner.
Mate. But on the topic of Galvin, didn't he have a fucking
It was a
game?
good return. for
How's
him.
that for
Well
a
done.
response in everything that's happening right now? All you need to do is just go out and play good footy,
Yeah.
and he fucking did. Got a win in front of the Leichhardt Hill on
Oh,
Sunday
man.
afternoon.
And he didn't get booed or anything, I don't
No.
think. So that was
which is good.
I hope his manager was there and should have walked him out and booed him.
Yeah, get
Did you
Isaac
see
Moses on the
fucking
field.
Fletch ask Adam Dewey that question on Sunday night with Matty
No,
Johns?
what did he ask?
Adam Dewey had the headset on doing an interview with him, and he goes, Fletch goes, "Now, Adam, I hear someone tells me that you actually manage yourself, which is, yeah, well done to you. Have you had any thoughts of taking over Lachlan's management?"
Those boys are ruthless. I love it. That's good, chat.
Oh, fuck, it was gold. And he just he didn't even really, he smiled, but he didn't know what
He
to
didn't want
say.
to. He's like,
It was just
I'm
like,
in trouble.
They love doing that shit, don't they?
yeah,
Question
fucking
on
oath.
it.
That's Australia for you.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
love that?
It's
You'd
like the
never
shit
get
that everyone else is just scared to say because it'd be they're just like fuck.
Yeah,
it.
everything else is too professional.
Bloody
You'll
oath.
never see that in the EPL or in the NFL and NBA. Eh? But
Nah.
fuck. Do you remember years ago when they first kind of started that show, JT and Hindy, the little beef they
Yeah.
used to have?
Yeah,
Mate,
yeah.
Fuck, that was
JT
funny.
just give it to him about not having
The premiership. Yeah.
shit. And Hindy, you could tell that
He-
he tried not to, but it actually got to him.
Yeah,
It would have
yeah.
hurt.
Oh, fuck
He's
yeah.
easily the greatest to not have a
not.
fucking
You reckon?
premiership.
We'd have to
In
get a
terms
list
of
up of that.
consistency and how many times he played.
Oh, flop Hindmarsh.
Yeah, second man
70
in.
tackles, 40 flops.
yeah.
Nah,
did
good
love
on
a
him.
flop,
And he's a
didn't he?
fucking top bloke, old Hindy.
He is.
Um,
you know him
Oh, Spud
personally.
Farmer.
Yeah, loves farm. I just love his fucking persona on the TV.
Yeah,
He's
it's
just a
good.
farmer.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, we'll put the tips in, for Magic Round. We've just
Whoa.
we haven't even spoken. It's fucking Magic Round in Brisbane.
I'm spewing I'm not there, but it just wasn't going to happen, eh? Like
No
with
way.
the things, it's like, come on, brush, you got to realise every now and again when you just can't do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your liver is saying, relax, please, after the weekend.
Yeah, but you'll be on the piss, both of you. So I
Yeah.
haven't told you yet.
Yeah, I will.
Oh,
be.
will I?
Well, it's
your fucking
G1's
31st
birthday on Saturday.
Boy,
He is.
I'll be on the fucking piss a fair bit over the next month, mate.
Yeah, you've actually got some ground to make up. True.
So weather. Oh, it's going to be lovely.
Is it?
I don't know about rainfall. They're saying maybe 10 mil over the 3 days, which
That'd
is
be
fuck
nice.
all. Shower or
Dry
two.
track.
They have completely...
24, 23, and 23.
Sweet. So it'll be 35 and pissing down rain.
Yeah, no, Olivio's all over it. It'll be
They've
it'll be
had to
chilly at night for us
Completely
Queenslanders.
resurface the whole Suncorp too.
I have heard that
after
they're trying.
Like after that weekend of rain and sport they went ahead with.
They had the Union on there as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Brisbane Roar might have played on it too.
Oh, true. I knew they had the Union.
So yeah, they've gone. I'll be interested to see how they can get a field going.
Well, they're
and then
not gonna.
uphold it for
There
nine,
is no way.
for 8 games of footy as well.
That's what I mean. There's
Fuck.
fucking no way. If you resurface, like put new turf down, what do you think? It just embeds itself within a fucking week.
Mate,
like
who
it
knows
might
what they've got.
slightly get in there, but not properly. So anyway,
Someone
This-
will rip up a whole patch of turf as they score.
This first one straight away is an absolute cunt.
on the is it on the
Absolute
Friday?
cunt to tip.
Yeah, Friday,
Yeah.
6
6
o'clock.
o'clock.
Eels versus Sharks. Moses
Yeah.
comes back. They give it to the Tigs. Then they have a bye,
Bye.
do they?
That's why I'm going to tip Para.
Me too.
I think they
Are
just.
ya?
Yes.
Sharks are coming off a couple, like that loss.
Hard game.
A hard game. They're going to be fucked.
Oi, what about Sunday? Last game Sunday into first game Friday. That's a bit of a stitch up on the NRL.
So I'm going to go.
Recovery is non-existent.
Yeah, that is a bit harsh, isn't it? So they're going to be exhausted.
I'm tipping
Actually,
them.
yeah.
It's a big weekend.
You're tipping the Sharks.
So
Yeah, just because of all
There
that
goes the
negative,
logic.
they'll win now.
I
Well,
think
that's
that-
how it works.
Parabet, we're going to make ground with this one, Tom. 15%.
I just feel like you've seen the improvement, and Tigers have been pretty good. Like they've just beaten the Sharks, so they're not like out of form or anything. Galvin's back or whatever. I don't
Short turnaround. I'm liking the Eels tip, but just because I am liking it, I'm going to tip the
know. Only
Sharks.
because of Moses and what
Yeah.
he's doing for the team.
The New South Wales halfback.
That structured halfback that goes alongside Dylan Brown.
And it works somehow.
Here's another absolute.
This is a
Oh,
common
for
one.
fuck's
Because are the Roosters back?
Well,
Or do the Finns, they get a win?
or did the Finns just have a shit half?
a shit half of footy
Because that
in a
first half,
shit stadium at a shit
28-10,
joint?
they were all over them, man.
Yeah.
And you were just going, holy fuck, they've just beaten Melbourne. They've just
Yeah, I
beaten...
thought that first half, I thought, okay, Finns are going to win the premiership.
Yeah, I'm going Finns.
Yo,
I think so too.
I'm only going Finns because it's they're at home.
I'm going to go
Roosters-
Finns.
Roosters
Well, they're
are gonna-
actually away, a bit like us.
Roosters, that year is just going to be up and down, and they had their up last week, so it's
Yeah.
going to be down.
Imagine
this week.
how much energy it takes to get up for a game like that on Anzac Day.
100%.
In front of a sold out crowd. You got all the pre-game, everything along with it. So, yeah, I'm going to tip the Finns. Oh, can I just say about Katoni Staggs too?
Yes,
our
you
mate,
can
friend
say.
of the show.
Great friend of the show.
He was a bull, obviously, on Thursday
He had a
night.
great defensive
Had a great
performance
game. He was very aggressive, all over him, without doing anything magical. He was just fucking really good.
Yeah.
And they asked him, blah, blah, blah. And he
Why
said,
don't you do it every week?
No, they said, tonight was a special night. All the rest, the old media questions. And he goes, I was playing for someone else tonight because we actually had a name of
I did see that on their
name
jerseys.
of like a veteran on their jersey. So we weren't just playing for us and our family, we were playing for someone else. And I went, well, let's fucking play for someone else every week.
Yeah.
Let's put my name underneath the logo.
Put a veteran's name on his jersey every
If
week.
that's what it's going to take to
'Cause
fire
he
you up
was
to Tony.
unreal, man.
He had a
was
great
just-
game. That tackle he made on Kiraz late in the game, and he's just fucking hit him side on and picked him up.
And then got the turnover.
Got the turnover
Yeah.
from it, and you could see every time he was making a tackle, he was G'd up. I'm like,
Yeah.
where is this the other 23 weeks
Yeah,
of
it's
the
like
year?
he's always got the ability to just tear people.
Oh.
He's just so strong
Yeah,
and nuggety.
He's so
fast.
fucking
Yeah.
solid.
So, that's what they're
Dumb.
going to do. I've rang Madge and I said, mate, stitch
You
someone's
do
name on
speak
there
to him pretty
every
frequently.
week.
Yeah.
Here we go. Just,
This-
what is going on with this round?
No, I can't.
It's bunnies.
Bunnies
Cowboys.
v Newey. I'm
Oh,
going to
sorry.
tip Bunnies.
Yeah,
I'll
oh,
tip Bunnies.
yeah.
Bunnies,
I'll just say
absolutely. A bit of
Oh,
value
but
there, I think.
Someone's got to
$1.70
give
with
at
Neds.
Newey.
Nah, not
Yeah,
this
they're
weekend,
backs.
mate.
Have you
Kalen's
seen
contract.
Have you seen old mate on what's his fucking name? Dan, is it? On that What's New in the Castle?
Oh, Nilso.
How he runs the fucking
Yeah, I have
every
seen
point
that.
they lose by, he runs a K.
Oh, no, I think
So he's done
he-
14K on the week.
He's the fittest he's ever been this
he'd be off
season.
that. That's great.
Yeah, good
He
on
was
him.
pissing down rain.
Maybe
too
he
when
was
did that.
cheating rain.
Imagine
Yeah.
watching it and just thinking, ayers.
I think it was worse. But they scored. Didn't they score at the end?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fucking good idea. That.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nilso.
He said
That's
it.
a great effort.
He said it
from him.
earlier in the year.
Sad Novocastrian, I imagine.
Oh, wouldn't he?
This next one's fucked too.
Yeah, mate.
Cowboys.
Yeah, let's go full Queensland.
You see, the Wars are
Obviously
going
you
to
won't
fucking.
for one of them, Tom.
Both these teams will have decent crowds, I reckon. They'll both have it's not the prime time of Magic Round, but both fans travel.
The 3 o'clock game will have fuck all there, I reckon.
Yeah, everyone will probably still be at the Caxton,
Or at
and it's not an amazing fixture.
that other joint that Mad Monday put on a show for.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that is.
Establishment.
5:30 though Saturday, New Zealand. Well, you're right. The Wars fans fucking get right up and
Fucking
about.
hell. They do.
How loud were they
Yeah.
last year against Penrith?
They had
man?
that section.
They
yeah.
were
Yeah,
fucking.
they love it.
And then the big riveter on a Saturday night.
Just quite. I am tipping New Zealand for that game. I don't know if we actually.
Righto,
said.
I'm going to tip the Cows.
I
Me
think
too.
both teams are just due for a loss, but
West
who knows?
v St George for your Saturday night special.
Hey.
See, this game.
I reckon this is probably the hardest round I've looked at yet.
Yeah.
And actually been confident. Rabbits is the only one I've seen and just went, fucking yeah.
Do you remember when
And you
this
watch them
fixture
lose.
got announced for this? Well, when this got fully announced, the whole round, and we went, "Why the fuck have you put Tigers and Dragons?"
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's actually not
won't be
as
a bad
bad
game.
as it once was.
Are we tipping the Tigs or the Dogs?
Tigers,
back?
mate. I think Tigers. They might scrape off that 9th position for a few weeks, and then
Yeah.
they'll find themselves back there for
It's
the rest
more
of the
just
year.
for me how intense that game was on Sunday. And like, I don't know. It's hard to keep getting up and up and up.
Who's
that's
going
all.
to can Dragons bounce back, or can Tigers keep fucking playing
Yeah.
tough games of footy?
I'll tip the Tigs though. I love
Yep,
it. Tigs
me too.
tip. Well, here's
Yeah,
the
I'll go
3
Tigers.
games on Sunday, Tom, are pretty straightforward for you.
Yeah,
Fucking
Dogs, bounce
Brisbane,
back.
Melbourne.
Well, I'm just tipping Penrith because I have to, but I wouldn't be.
Do we tip the Dogs though?
Yeah, they are going to bounce back. They've probably spent the fucking week in Brisbane. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
No, they'll. I doubt it. Crichton would hate it up here.
I wonder
have to
what
go home
sort
for
of
a few
like
days.
Serraldo. You don't know what sort of character he is yet, right? Because he's pretty early. We haven't seen him like deliver a spray or something. But I wonder how he would have went about that. Like,
Well,
as in,
I think the fact that they won the second half 18-8
Yeah, yeah.
speaks volumes.
yeah.
Um,
So it's
but
just
yeah.
like you said, mate. It would have
Mate.
been one of those things where every single thing was just against them, and they needed to stop and
Yeah.
just go, "What the fuck?"
Just
just
that was the
happened?"
only way was to stop.
Yeah.
And just it was honestly, I was like, "There's no way this can keep going." And then they'd kick off, and we get a penalty, and we go, "Holy fuck, what is going on?"
that To be
Would
such
have
a
been
good,
tough to watch.
To be such a good defensive team all fucking year and then to leak that many points, you'd
Yeah.
imagine Serraldo's just gone, righto, well, we're just going to do Broncos and laps all week until you want to fucking learn how to defend again.
Well,
I
I
reckon he's
reckon-
just driven them into the ground this week and said, you will not concede that many
I
points
don't reckon
again.
that's how he would have done it because there was nothing you could do. Someone was in the bin the whole half pretty
Yeah,
much.
but some of those overlaps that like Renault was finding and then kicks to Mariner were wide
If
open.
Renault was on, I reckon he would have taken it well and the Dogs will come out and be good.
They
this
will
week.
fire up this week.
Tip in Brisbane, so there you
too.
go, getting Penrith a win.
Yeah, their first win in a while.
And then Melbourne. I think they, it's weird because they're sitting second, but they've been super underwhelming.
In the last few weeks,
I was just
definitely.
expecting them to flog teams like they did to Para a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Where they just flog teams, but
And
then
they
they go
weren't-
lose to the Dolphins and then they just get past the
Yeah,
Bunnies.
like in terms of how much of a bounce back team they've been and they just flog teams after losing, like they weren't amazing against the Bunnies. And Canberra are just
Is Canberra
scoring.
a bit of a team that gives it to Melbourne or not?
They have had, I remember they beat them in a final a couple of years ago, I'm pretty sure,
Yeah,
at
right.
Amy Park. Like they've done, I wouldn't say they give it to them, but if Canberra won this, I wouldn't be completely fucking
No way,
shocked.
not after they just put that second half on the
Like they
last
could win
week.
this game 40-30. Like their attack is really solid this year, and I think the way they attack the line 10-15 out is one of the best in the comps. It's just they don't have that premiership caliber defense that we talk about, like the Dogs have and that Melbourne can have. So
The
I think
Raiders have definitely not given it to the Storm. Just FYI.
was there not a fixture, a final a few years ago that they beat them?
Oh, there probably was, but just overall.
But that was years ago. Like
Oh,
3
yeah, there
years
you
ago.
go. Played at Amy Park. I knew there was some sort of stat. 8-7 to the
Yeah.
Raiders
So one of
at
them
Amy Park.
would have
which
been
is
final a
in
couple of
Melbourne.
years ago, I remember. But that very different.
5 in a
scenarios.
row they had at Amy Park.
Yeah, wow.
At one point.
So
but
you did
overall,
research there and you were correct. Something I
overall
don't
it's
do.
38-16 to the Storm.
I'm going to tip Melbourne.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think-
tipping Melbourne.
They'll leak some points here against Canberra, and we're starting to see that Melbourne aren't going to be as dominant all year. It felt like for a bit when everyone had inconsistency that Melbourne were the only team that couldn't fucking lose.
Yeah.
Now they're proving that they're not as perfect as we
How
thought.
good's the comp going? That's all I'll
Mate,
say.
that's what I mean. It is so tough to tip, and that is a sign of how good of an even playing field we have this
Yeah,
year.
you're right.
It's unreal. Right, I will get into a bit of fucking Anzac Day action in the AFL too.
Yes, we shall.
Because that was, it was a great game for 3 quarters.
The second quarter was a great quarter
Yeah.
because the Dons came back and they made it a contest, and I thought, fuck yeah, we've got 2 great quarters about to come up.
Yep.
But Collingwood were just proving their class.
Well, they're just a bit too good. That's
Far
all it
too
came down
good,
to.
yep.
The Anzac Day Eve game
Yes.
was a good spectacle again, and shout out to Richmond
prior
for,
to the game was a good spectacle.
Yeah.
I probably
Yeah.
could have fallen asleep if I'd have watched all 4.
shout out to Richmond for not getting flogged.
No, well, they made it good in the last quarter. They kicked a few goals in a row. In
They also
succession.
made it good by turning up.
That's true.
Everyone's like,
That's true.
oh, fucking people talk shit about the D's crowds. And it was like, mate, the crowd's full of Richmond supporters.
Yeah, it was.
and
They
it's your
still
home
showed up.
game. But anyway,
I don't know the actual number of how many people were there.
there wasn't as packed as it has been, obviously, when
No.
both teams were flying. And in the first
This
few
fixture
years.
3 or 4 years ago would have had fucking 90,000. at it.
Yeah.
But still, not a disgusting scoreline for Richmond.
Nah.
Not an amazing
Positive
scoreline
signs.
for the D's, but you'll take 2 wins in a row, I guess.
The D's will. Fuck yeah.
Fuck no.
And then, Anzac Day. This has been going since what, 1995, I think was the first one.
I would be completely guessing.
I think it was a draw. 95 was the first ever Anzac Day game between these two. So what would that be? Fucking 30 years.
It is, yes.
So surprised we didn't hear more about that. Maybe it wasn't 95. I've just made it up. But yeah,
mate.
3 quarters of fucking good footy, and then Collingwood just a little bit too good in the end. And
Yeah.
it looks like it's a bit blowouty, but it wasn't. If you
Once
watch
again,
the game.
I think their fucking defence at times, even without Darcy Moore, that he had something wrong with his ear. I think he ruptured an eardrum or something. He fucked his equilibrium. Couldn't stand properly, so he didn't play that game. But they still looked class. I think
Yeah.
Dan Houston was back for this fixture, and they are proving they're probably going to be the best defensive team in the comp.
Yeah,
was quite
they were
impressed by it.
they were good. the commentary around Nick Dacos is somehow going to get worse,
Mate.
because he's now the captain of the club, and it is just.
They're aware of it. The AFL's aware of it. Channel
Yeah, I
7's
know.
aware of it. Fox is aware of it. Like,
The
they
amount of
know-
times you hear best player in the comp, Dacos there was unbelievable. And then for him to kick the fucking first from outside 50, I was just like, ow!
He captained the side without Darcy Moore there.
Yeah, he was
Fuck.
yeah.
Like, I think he is an unbelievable player. And, like, a lot of people want just salty fans of Collingwood, like, he's a stat patter and that. It's just, that's his style of playing football. He's not an absolute bull like Patrick Cripps.
No,
is
that's
over the
right.
ball. That's his style, and I fucking rate him. He is definitely probably the best player in the comp, but I don't need to be reminded every 10 seconds that he is the best player in the comp.
Bit like fucking Ollie Dempsey. Do you know he was a rising star last year?
Oh, no, Mark Howard never told me. Never heard it once. I know, I
Please.
forgot too, actually, as a Geelong fan.
Just in case you weren't aware, or
I
you've
think-
never watched a minute of a Geelong game,
What do you
Ollie
think-
Dempsey was the rising star last year.
Like, I'm not saying that I would be an amazing commentator by any means.
No, it'd be a hard gig.
But what do you obviously watch on KO, so you're watching Fox and that. Do you like Fox having all the commentary now?
No.
Or do you miss
I
miss
want
a bit of
BT.
BT? I don't think I appreciated BT enough.
I know.
Because
You've always said that you
He is-
don't get around him as much.
Well,
I've loved him.
in Collingwood games, I think he's very biased. He'll just fucking tear the lid off for something that Collingwood does, and the other team is a bit lackluster.
Yeah, right.
But the sound of that voice, I do fucking miss, and what he has to say about the game.
Mate.
Because now, the thing with Fox is, I don't mind them much, but you've got a lot of people who have sat on panels and recapped games and not really covered it live. And you've got Mark Howard, who is a great cricket commentator. But I
it's
don't-
slower,
It's
you
a
know,
lot slower.
cricket.
And yeah, I feel like with the AFL, like, these blokes are new to their job, obviously. They haven't commentated this many games. But it is making me miss the Channel 7 commentary. It's making me miss the McAvaney, even the committee days.
One thing you should know about Australians is we don't like change.
No, we don't. Commentators especially. You have the same bloke in there for 40 years. We do not care. Ray Warren, Bill Laurie,
Just
Dennis
becomes
Cometti.
iconic though. You know?
It does.
So
It's a voice that you just resonate with sport. And now it's like, ooh, bit of change.
we can watch Channel 7 though.
No, I don't like ads enough for that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I don't like the
Yeah.
ads.
But I do love Fox Sports' massive scoreboard too. That's awesome.
Yeah. One thing, you'd be able to chime in on this maybe, Tom. Channel 7 last year, they got Knowlesy on to do this big ad about how everything's going to be live and free. Like, you'd be able to watch everything for live and free. Cricket, fucking AFL, all sport. And I was like, oh, that's unreal. I wonder how they're doing that. It is, but it's all delayed.
Oh,
It's all fucking delayed telecast.
so it's not live.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I just
So
went-
it's just watching replays.
So obviously there's games that are live, like they're 2 or 3 a week or
Yeah.
whatever, and all the Lions and Suns games they try and have on
Yeah,
in
no.
Queensland, but to
Well, you just pace around wondering what's going on.
and then watch it at 3 o'clock and it was a 1:30 bounce.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Wow, so they are just
Yeah, I
absolutely
didn't find that out until the weekend.
lying
Yeah,
through to us. But they're not technically
they're
lying.
not lying. No.
Because they can spin it off, but it's
Yeah.
like a bit of T's and C's
Yeah.
behind that
Yeah,
one.
which we all read.
Yeah, I'll read them heaps. Do some light reading.
Yeah, I don't read more than the headline.
You just put your little thing away over there, mate, because it was long.
Yeah.
You little squawker.
It was long, and no one knows what to do with Freo. Like, what do you do with them?
I completely went, Freo have lost to D's. Maybe they're not good. And
The
then
old-
they get it done.
The
at
old
home.
Freo tip touches.
Mate. Yeah. Dockers. Yeah, boy.
So, yeah, disappointing for Adelaide, but you don't know what to do with Fremantle. So,
No. And Adelaide were coming off a great, I'm not going to say a great win against GWS. A win against GWS.
some
That
form
game,
of win.
that game I was ripping and tearing at the Townsville Casino, but because it started so late, 10 past 8, it was like, it felt
yeah.
like the night was getting on and people leaving, and I'm like, is this a replay? And I was like, no, it is the fourth quarter and it is nearly midnight and I'm watching fucking footy right now.
Wow.
But, yeah, look, I didn't watch too many minutes of it.
Nah, I just watched a couple
Freo
of highlights.
Freo are such a team that
They're
I'm not
just
going to be able
Freo.
to pick this year.
Yeah. And they're sitting, where are they? Oh, see, Look how congested it is.
That's what I mean. You got a lot of congestion after a couple just like flipped results over the weekend.
Gold Coast and Brisbane sandwiched in between Collingwood and Hawthorn on the ladder. And then you go down. 5th is the Crows on 16 points, and then Freo are also on 16 points in 9th.
Well, it goes down to Port at 5th.
Oh, Port are on 16.
10th are all on 16.
Yeah. It's good to see.
Some big percentage difference in there, but now Carlton are they're back.
Well, we will get to that and
back.
how the car ride was between you and fucking Red Senior.
We'll get to that.
But Port Adelaide, they were very unimpressive. They just get over North Melbourne.
That you'd be happy as a North fan with that
I reckon
scoreline
too.
and that performance because Port were not convincing as they have been the last few weeks.
What about the Dogs?
Yeah.
Dogs were prime.
Mate,
and then the Moons.
That is such a good win for Dogs. You'd be
Mate.
stoked with that.
You'd be stoked as a Dogs fan and you'd be stoked as a Gold Coast fan because they were down in the first quarter by like 3 or 4
Yeah,
goals.
it was a lot. They
and
leaked.
Sydney just decided to not kick any more goals for the whole game.
Gold Coast leaked a lot of points there, and I
Fuck,
thought,
they were good, though.
okay, maybe Gold Coast are shit, and they just went nah. Like to have that determination to come back against, like on paper, a team of quality. Sydney.
Yeah, but they're the same as Penrith this year. I reckon. Stop
It's
tipping
just
them.
it's going to be a down year for Sydney.
Yeah.
Which is weird because they are a young, still like all their talent, like Goulden and Chad Warner and that, they are still a
Warner
young,
just re-signed, I heard.
Exactly. So they've got a young stock there, but maybe it's just a new coach that's causing them a bit of hiccups.
Yeah. Teething issues maybe with the coach.
Could be.
And then game of the round for me was Carlton Geelong. I watched most of it. The Blues, the Baggers, just get it done over the Cats.
Yeah, I don't know. Are Carlton back?
There was 60,000 there, I think I saw.
Yep.
Between 60 and 70, and it sounded like 100.
It was fucking loud in that
Carlton
fourth
fans,
quarter,
I
man.
give it to them. They fucking show
They were
up.
pumped. This was their chance to finally have a legitimate win against a legitimate side.
Yeah.
And they did. Like, Carlton, I'm not going to lie, they were a better team. They were more consistent across the 4 quarters, and Geelong were chasing them the whole entire time. I don't want to sound crazy salty, but when we got a bit of a run in that fourth, and
There was a bit of a run there.
Some dodgy free kicks.
Oh, here we go.
That's all I'm going to say, that the free kick count was very lopsided in the fourth, but they were still a better team. And Harry Mackay had a fucking brilliant
Just decided
game
to play footy.
with like 2 or 3 shanks though.
Yeah.
Like he got awarded a free, bang.
He was out at
instant
Hawthorn
justice.
training.
Oh, it literally was like Sis and him were having a few fucking kick arounds. But he had absolutely shanked one. But then sometimes he would just nail them.
And he's always done that. He's just gotten less shanky in the last couple of years.
He had a great game. He was one of the better performers
Yeah.
of the round. And then George Hewitt's goal from fucking 50 out.
Yeah.
That really put the nail in the coffin. The absolute roof was going to get torn off MCG.
If there was one there, it was
If there was
gone.
one, yeah, the baggers were flying.
It's
mate.
good for the AFL when the baggers are going well. I hate
Yeah,
to say it,
I don't
but
think many fan bases would agree with you, but I think the AFL would agree with you.
That's why I said
yeah.
the AFL.
Yeah, I don't think Carlton and Essendon would. Collingwood and Essendon would agree.
No.
But no, look, I'm not overly like, oh, we're fucked. Like that was.
You should have lost last week. We beat ourselves, and then you lost this week.
No. Carlton just actually played better than us. We weren't absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
A couple of shining lights in the defence, like Lawson Humphreys and Connor O'Sullivan, haven't even played fucking 20 games, and they were probably our 2 best.
Under siege.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I didn't mind that.
Hawthorn won by 50 points, but it was weird. It was like we still didn't really
You
play
leaked
awesome.
74 against West Coast.
Yeah, but it was more the kicking again.
Yeah.
Something's got to happen with the kicking.
Mate.
Get him out there, Samuel.
That
Get him in here.
Kicking all week.
wasn't Nick Watson on a bit of a mission this week.
Yeah, well.
That chase down on Harley Reid,
Yeah, that was
and just
great.
fucking fed
Straight
it to
away
him
too,
early
like
on. That
early
really
doors.
set the tempo, and I was like,
and I don't think
that's-
we needed to set a tempo.
Yeah,
Like,
but
we were
coming
go-
off last week, you would have been fucking. We
Yeah.
need 2 weeks in a row. Like we need a win here. This is our chance against a
Well, now,
shit Eagles side.
I believe we've got Richmond this week, Melbourne the week after, and then Gold Coast. So
Yeah, that'll be a tough game against Gold Coast, depending on how the next couple
that's
of weeks
right.
go for
But
them.
these next 2, we should fucking be able to get the
Well,
job
I'm
done.
stoked because we've got Collingwood at the G, so that'll be just.
Jeez,
a
you've had
walk in the
3
park.
huge ones in
That's
a row.
what I mean. People are saying that our fixture isn't crazy hard. I'm like, okay, and then we go on and play Giants 2 weeks after at Cardinia. Giants are a fucking very solid team, and then we go to fucking Adelaide and versus Port. Who knows what you're going to get there?
Yeah,
So
they can actually turn up for a half.
We've got a fair few weeks that are like, I think we can lose.
Yeah, well, we'll
and
see
win
what
as
your little
many.
mate's made of over the next few weeks, eh?
Oh, who
Baz.
Oh, now you're off him, even though. A couple
Does he
weeks
have
ago-
the tightest hamstrings in Australia, by the way?
Why? Because he's cramping, you reckon? He's
No,
always
because of
going
how
off?
short his running step is.
Oh, mate, it is.
I don't know why I've noticed that, but I've just
No, I get
noticed
that
when he
because it
runs.
makes him look really fucking fast too.
It,
and
I
he
reckon
is.
It makes him look uncoordinated or something. I don't know.
He's got a very quick step about him.
Oh,
Yeah.
his legs are going too quick under him.
Just
Like the
No,
road
just
runner.
it looks like he should stride out more. You know?
Yeah, right.
But anyway, we'll do the tips, eh?
Yeah,
for this
we'll see.
week.
How he's going across the both competitions,
Oh,
by the
look.
way, because I
I hope.
don't
hoping we
know
weren't
how,
gonna ask
and
this.
I noticed this. I'm sitting 115th in the bar. I was like, I'll take that.
I'm down
And then
by. Go, sorry.
182nd in the AFL.
So I'm-
sub 200 in both.
590th in the rug.
I'm down by 10 in the AFL. 10 tips.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you on? 30, 40?
I'm on 42 points.
Right, I'm on 37. in the
34.
AFL.
Oh,
And
we're
then-
talking AFL.
Oh, just both, whatever.
AFL, I'm 41.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's not bad at all.
So I'm just last in both.
So you just suck.
I'm on 30.
But you take a lot of fucking risk. You just go, oh, I'm going to tip them.
Yeah, what are you in the NRL, Greg?
33, and I'm
I'm only just
10
one up on you.
10 points. 10 points behind
I'm
again.
38 in the
10's
bar.
fuck all.
10's fuck
No,
all.
that is fuck
Look,
all.
they've put 10 on me in 7 rounds.
Yeah.
So surely I can make
You can
10
make
up
it back easy.
in 14 rounds.
This round could literally be anything. Of footy anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Magic
NRL,
round.
sorry.
Of the tackling footy.
Of the bar, I should have said. I
The bar,
apologise.
yeah.
Are we tipping
Correct
Essendon?
terminology.
It's a
Yeah.
nah, fuck it, I'm tipping.
I'm going Essendon.
Okay, you suggested it and fuck it. I'm going to go Essendon,
I'm tipping North.
but I think it'll be a close game.
Yeah. North are going to get a win. They're building.
Are they?
Marvel, Long, or
Going Freo.
I'm going to
think-
say purely off the fact that Freo are just going to be a big roller coaster this
you're
year.
going to tip the Saints?
St Kilda, I think they'll bounce back.
I'm gonna tip
They're due
Freo.
for a bounce back.
Freo have got to string a couple together, and this is it. Oh, they're going to
Rightio.
Mars here, the doggies.
Oh, Snickers Stadium. Sorry about that.
Don't
Boy,
be
did
sorry.
you hear? Did you hear that thing a while ago? I've seen it getting around a bit now, but someone said you're the type of bloke who eats a Mars bar upside down to feel the veins on your tongue.
Oh,
How fucked?
yeah.
That's good.
That's me. I'm never going to eat one upside down again.
Yeah, I don't really do.
I don't really.
I mean, intentionally, I've never gone, yeah, I'm flipping
I
this
don't
one
really rip
over.
into me Mars bars, but I'll be eating it fucking the right way up from now on.
I'll be
What, in
checking
your
if
mouth, not
cunts
your
swap.
ass?
I'll be checking if folks swap it if
Imagine
they
if
ever
you
pull one out.
got, you got it there.
What are you doing, mate?
Yeah, hold on a second, mate.
Dogs then at
Yeah,
Mars?
dogs.
I
Dogs
think
at Mars.
dogs coming off last week into. Oh, look at this game. Adelaide Oval, 4:15 on a Saturday.
Jeez, you play this at the G and Carlton at 81%.
Oh
I
yeah.
think.
Well, it's at the nest.
Mate, I tell you what, Carlton are fucking a good bet here. 270.
fucking
Yeah,
Well,
that's,
mate.
they
Go
will
on.
fucking take that win.
Go
and
on.
They're on a
They could
heater.
easily
Go on,
build
go
off
on.
that.
I'm tipping them.
I
Tipping
think-
the Blues. Sorry, Tommy.
But it's
No,
so hard to
I don't
go
give a fuck.
Adelaide just lose again. Like, they could so easily fire up here at
yeah, I
home.
know, but so could Carlton.
I'm going to say Carlton purely off the fact that they were so fucking impressive last week.
Yeah.
And they're going to build, and they could push for the 8 now.
Those two fucking wins against Richmond and then North just helped them a lot.
West
you know?
Coast and North.
West Coast and North. They get.
They did
sorry,
not win against
Those
Richmond.
three teams are just basically the same.
Yeah, they are.
Sorry.
They're shit.
Except, yeah, you're right. Richmond,
Richmond are better.
And then is this long?
Yeah, I'm going West Coast long.
I think I am too. It's another stupid tip, but I'll do it.
Yeah, well, we need to
I'll go
make
the
up ground
D's.
growth.
I'll go the D's, but it's going to be one of those games where the D's leak 100
And this is
and
why
still
Jace
win.
is above us.
Winning, yeah, yeah, because he's a pussy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so soft for tipping teams.
He'll tip the Cats though, so we'll get one up on him there.
Yeah, no, mate. We are going to fire up this week.
Yeah, I
we're
reckon
going to bounce back. Like, Collingwood are now due for a loss, in my opinion. So that's the only hope I'm getting, and the fact that we can bounce back here.
Yeah.
We've spent 2 weeks at the fucking Loud House, and it has been loud. Like, high pressure games.
Well, it's going to be as louder than it's been the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, this will get
this
80,000 at this game easy, and it'll be very, very fucking intense, but we will scrape through this week.
Righto.
Belter of a game. Game of the round, I reckon.
Oh, by a street, it's game of the round. There's nothing that even gets close.
Well, you got the
maybe
Battle of
Adelaide,
the Bridge.
Adelaide and Carlton, maybe. Is
That could be a
the
good
second
game,
one.
yeah.
Battle of the Bridge, yeah, but Sydney aren't going well.
Yeah, but one side of the bridge is burnt down, so I'm going to go.
Oh, you got the fucking Q clash too.
Oh, boys.
Fucking derbies everywhere.
Fuck, I love these Queensland derbies that we're getting across both codes.
So I'm going to tip the Pies though in that game, just because of what's
Oh, because you're
happening.
just a pussy for
Yeah,
going
sorry.
87%.
Yeah, me too.
And then fuck,
I'm going to go GW.
Yeah, I'm W.
I think it's got to be W, doesn't it?
The W's.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
W.
Well,
They're due for a fucking... Well, did they have the bye last week? Or did they
W?
play?
No, they lost to the
Doggies.
Doggies.
Sorry, yeah. So they're due for a bounce back. Like a great team that's lost 2 tough games. So I think...
mate, I'll tell you what. The Q clash. This could be a ground making.
What, you think the Moons
So
are a chance?
last game at the Gabba, right? Collingwood went up to the Gabba. Fucking give it to Brisbane.
Pummeled them.
I understand that Gold Coast are not Collingwood,
No.
but they are flying, and it's not even low key flying anymore. They're just
We've
fucking
just skimmed
hiking.
over your game too. We're obviously all tipping Hawthorn.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
we're tipping
yeah,
the
yeah,
Hawks.
yeah,
I don't know who
Persian.
these 2% are, but they're fucking anyway. Should I do a? I'll change my name to.
Oh, you'll change your name to Richmond Groper.
Nah, we won't do that. That's not our thing.
No. Our thing was last year, if North beat us, we would sing the fucking North song. And then Gorringe comes out and goes, that's fucking soft. I'll dye my hair blue.
Blue if we lose.
Yeah, it makes our bets look real
So
cool.
after all that, what are we doing with the Lions?
I'm going Lions, man.
Yeah, me too.
The Moons are great. They've had some great wins.
If they were an animal
haven't
second.
played.
Yeah.
I don't think they've played enough quality teams.
I know
yet.
they have had a soft draw.
So,
But this is where they fire up in the queue.
yeah, it is the greatest derby in the AFL.
They beat the fucking Crows, mate. They're flying.
Yeah, that's true.
They beat
That's
the-
probably been their best win, and that was due to some poor umpiring.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, they have had they've had a soft draw.
Yeah.
They didn't play Essendon because it was postponed, and they had West Coast.
But it's all going to come crashing down on them eventually, and I'll be
Yeah.
interested to see how they go then.
Yeah.
Or Dimmer could just have the boys absolutely fucking
West Coast
thriving.
D's, Crows, North,
Yeah.
Richmond.
They versed a very, very vulnerable D's as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Like, They
yeah.
were at the lowest point
Righto,
of the
I'm
season.
changing my tip to the Lions.
Yeah. There you go.
Idiot. Righto. We've only really got one more thing to talk about so far because we've done the boxing, and that is the fact that Liverpool won the league, mate.
They did.
And give you a fucking
The boys
little pat.
have done it. It's it is a weird feeling, I will admit, because
In April too, by the way.
to do it in April, and we've known for about a month now.
Yeah.
that, like Arsenal
And the
were
rest.
slipping up, and it's like it was kind of just you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but you've won the fucking league, and you know it's going to be very tough to lose it from there.
Well,
so it doesn't come
yeah.
down to like say like a 18-19 Champions League, watching that game, and it's the big fucking final, and it's like grand final.
Even
vibe,
that
and
was underwhelming, I reckon.
underwhelming for a neutral, but for
yeah.
me, I fucking loved it, and that was one of the coolest wins I've seen any of my teams have. But when you win in the league and you've known for so long, and there's 4 games of the season left,
Yeah.
and you've just
And you've already won it.
absolutely bent over Tottenham and spanked them like you should have, it's kind of a bit of a strange feeling and a bit more of a relief, I guess, as a Liverpool fan for the years of 97 points and 92 points, and you come second.
Yeah.
But anyway, everyone's going to discredit it and say, oh, City is shit this year. No one
Yeah,
even cares.
mate.
I forgot you've lost. Arsenal are going to win the Champions League. It's like, yeah, do your best to discredit it because we're sitting pretty at the top.
Well, I do feel for old Jurgen, though. Big Klopp.
Yeah, man.
Like, I don't feel for him in that much
To
of a
have,
way,
like what
'cause
I just
fucking-
mentioned, the 2 seasons.
But I wrote down maybe he was a flop because Arne Slot's come in and won it in his first year.
Yeah.
But then you've just said what I forgot. They got 97 points one year and lost, and 92 and lost. And they're not going to get anywhere near that, are they, this year?
No, I think the best we can do is around low 90s. We could probably crack the 92, but we're not Centurions. We're not going to be Centurions.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But
I
still,
do feel
like,
a bit
that's
for him
what,
'cause he fucking did so well.
It was just a matter
got
of
so
time
unlucky.
before City finally had a bit of a fall off.
Yeah.
And we've just had a great season when they've played a very underwhelming one. So,
Arsenal have fucking drew a lot of games, though, that they shouldn't have.
Yeah, they
So I
have.
do
Well, they drew
understand
against
where
Palace
people are
last
coming.
fucking week, but they can go out and they're actually a genuine chance to
I had a
win the
look
Champions
at
League here.
the ladder, and they've lost only one more game, I think, than Liverpool.
Yeah, but they've
just
drawn a
drawn
lot.
so many.
We've had 2 losses.
Yeah.
That's what people are like, oh, you haven't even had an amazing season because because you're not
Yeah,
winning.
well, you just haven't.
Well, when you're not winning quadruples, apparently your season sucks.
Cody Gakpo, toss pot, scored.
I belong to Jesus.
I belong to Jesus.
Yeah, but that's just European
Just
and
believe
South
in
American
it in your own time, mate.
footballers. They all
Shut
have.
up.
Just believe in your own time.
They're very. That's
Like,
probably one of the
what
sports.
is the point of that?
That's probably one of the sports where I've just come accustomed to it because they're all very, very religious people.
Yeah, but that's fine. I'm saying that's okay.
good for you.
But just flipping the lid and having the shirt. That's
Copping a
set,
yellow
like,
card for that. Yeah,
you get a yellow card if you fucking take your
your
shirt
kit
off. And he just, anyway. But yeah, anyway, Tony Bellew was spot on, Jace. If the Liverpool airport was closed, Anfield would be empty.
You
You're
reckon
all
that was true after the
fucking
scenes that you saw on the weekend?
Bunch of bandwagon
cunt?
supporters they are.
Did
Tom.
you see the fucking thousands and thousands crammed
I did.
outside of Anfield?
Did
you
you
see
see-
all of them that sat around and sung "You'll Never Walk Alone"?
Yeah,
Did you
they're
see
all
the
from out of
players, mate?
town.
They are Scousers.
They're all from out
They are
of town.
Scousers. Your little teapot club would never.
Yeah, but there's so much culture about them, you know?
Yeah, not a good culture.
We reckon somebody stitched one of the fucking Liverpool fans up. So,
Oh, mate, this was good.
throwing the flare up, the red flare, and just having flare smoke everywhere is a big thing over in Europe in all sports. And we reckon, well, someone reckons that an Everton supporter stitched up a bloke and sold him a blue one. 'Cause that was
Repackaged all
just
of them.
fucking red everywhere, and then there's just blue smoke.
Yeah. Apparently, he repackaged thousands of them and sold them during the week, and then you can just see outside the stadium there's one little blue thing going off. I just feel for that poor cunt because
Oh,
imagine
man.
the Reds, like some genuine Scousers right beside him, have just turned around and been like,
But they would have
Fucking right, mate.
No, they would
Yeah.
have assumed that he was an Everton supporter
Yeah, they would assume he's a
taking
toffee.
the piss.
Yeah.
In this swarm. Oh, fuck that.
They could have. What
He
are you
could have
just
died.
like? Yeah. I swear, lad. I swear.
Yeah, that's it. No, good on him. And yeah, Champions League this week. It'll be tomorrow
Yes,
morning as
I
this
think
comes
so.
out. Semi-finals. So
I really don't want Arsenal to win because
Yeah,
their
well-
fan base is fucking annoying.
let's be honest, it won't be an English side. Although I said that to myself the other day. I'm like, they just don't win it, the English sides. But then I went and looked, and they actually have won a few.
Last few years,
In the last,
there was about
just in the last 20. I feel like it's just been fucking Barcelona
yeah,
and Real Madrid.
That period between Chelsea and then Liverpool winning, it was just
Madrid won 3
dominance.
times, but then even before Chelsea, like the first
Yeah.
time Chelsea won it in 2012 or something, I just feel like it was
Yeah.
always Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But then we went and looked, and there's actually been quite a few English teams that have won it in the last 20. So we'll see how they go. I saw an Arsenal fan, and I've seen a bit of his stuff. He put up a fucking, just made this stat up out his ass, but it was factual. He said every time, the Pope died, by the way, in case you haven't turned the news on.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hey, I'm in mourning.
So
all
the Pope's
week.
passed, and this Arsenal fan said every time a Pope has passed, an English team's won the Champions League. And there's only one
Wow.
English team left, and it's Arsenal.
They're a bit
And he went
superstitious
back
there.
and and 2005.
Well, it hasn't been Arsenal that's won them.
No, 2005 was
Great
Liverpool, and then whenever it was, and then.
2013, 2012 must have been. When
But I don't know if a Pope died that year. I just know one did in 22 or whenever City won it, and then now.
So what?
Arsenal.
Do they need to, now someone just applies for the new pope?
I
they
don't
lock
know.
him in a fucking room or something, don't they? And they'll like figure out who's going to be the new pope out of all the cardinals.
Who's there?
Who are they locking
Who's
in a room?
there?
That's what I mean. You don't know.
What is the average age of the people in the
I
room?
don't give a slight fuck enough to
No,
look
me
into
neither.
it, but just from
No,
what
I was just interested.
shit I've heard.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
me
fuck,
too.
we need a pope.
Yeah.
Anyone want to be the Pope?
Who hasn't had a root?
Who's 80 and a virgin?
Who loves women their own age? You're not getting the job.
I thought it was boys.
Yeah, that's why they're not getting the job.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so if you're a massive Catholic person or love Christianity,
maybe it's time to
Yeah.
move on from the Reggies.
let us know what the actual process
It's
is, because
been
I care
fun.
heaps.
It's been fun, but maybe it's your time.
Yeah, this is your time to go.
Nah, good stuff, boys. I hope anyone going to Magic Round really soaks it in.
Yeah,
and,
fuck
and
no.
gets to every game.
It's a great time. I went the last couple of years, like we said, circumstances can't go this time.
Yeah.
But for everyone who is, fucking enjoy it. There's not many other things that you can do like that where you can soak up every single team pretty much.
Yep.
And Caxton Street, right there at Suncorp, it cannot be set up any better just for a fucking good old-fashioned rip and tear.
It is one of the, it is the greatest rugby league rip and tear
Oh.
that you can have. And
Easily.
And who's who of rugby league is there?
Yeah.
Every cunt.
Everyone.
Everyone. You're not
Yeah.
only going to see players, you're going to see former players, you're going to go see media people in
Yeah.
the game.
And they all, it's not like they go there and just do their jobs. They all rip in.
Oh,
everyone
Well, the
is
blokes
ripping
anyway.
in.
I can't vouch for any of the female media team
Yeah.
because I haven't seen them ripping in, but seen plenty of the blokes ripping in.
The boys rip in.
Yeah. If you are a Reggies listener and you are just gone to the fight night and now you're going to Magic Round, that is back-to-back
Go and buy
biblical rip and
Go
tears.
and buy a bunch of fucking McFlowers.
Yeah, yeah, that's,
If you're doing that.
yeah,
Your
that's
missus
right. Oh, yeah.
hates you.
That's right. Yeah, I want to say too, massive thanks to everyone I saw with the Reggie's jerseys on. A fair few lads were there with them on. So
I
it was
saw
good
them all
blokes.
walking out.
Yeah, that was the
How
boys.
good
That
was
was
that?
Dad,
Yeah,
Ronnie,
I know,
Walker,
yeah.
all the jerseys on. So
Fuck
no,
yeah.
it was good, mate. So yeah, thanks for everyone who fucking supported me and shit.
Yeah.
CTC, Captain of the Week, boys. Obviously brought to you by Country Trucker Caps. Head to thecountrycompanies.com to cop one or countrytruckercaps.com to design your very fucking own. What are you thinking?
Well, it has been...
There's a couple of, obviously, we're not going to give it to Liverpool.
No, I
Can't
think
do
that's
that.
fair enough, yeah. But it's been a long time since we've, in any segment,
Has
given
there
it to
ever been
someone on the... Well, maybe you did it to yourself. Probably a good shout. But I think it's only right that we give it to Tom.
Give it to Tom.
For his
Yeah.
fucking 2-0.
Thanks, boys.
The big
Thanks,
fella.
boys. Let's go.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
Yeah.
Righto. Well, I can't think off the top of my head what the Group 1... I know it's in Adelaide again.
Yep.
This weekend. Don't know what the day is called. Obviously, we'll come up with it by Friday morning, but it's going to be another massive weekend of racing. We've got Magic Round. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of bets there.
Yep.
So join us, all thanks to Ned's, Friday morning for the Punch Show. See you then.
See you then.
All right.